How am I so excited to bring consciousness retreats to retreats in the wild. You've seen in my other videos where I say consciousness is the fastest growing industry in the world. Why? Because people want to wake up to their true nature. They're tired of living an unauthentic life. And what I love about this consciousness retreat is that you get a beautiful workbook to follow, a beautiful blueprint that you can take away with you and use for the rest of your life after a retreat like this. And the retreats are established on 7 core miracles that I have been teaching to over 28,000 people across the world. And I'll just lean into them quickly. One is intention. What's your intention in life versus goals? Because goals come and go. And once you have an intention in life, your decisions are very easy, right? So you will discover what your intention is on this consciousness retreat. The next is, once you know what your intention is, how do you get there? So the second miracle is, what is your masterpiece? What does your masterpiece look like, right? So from when you wake up in your morning, what does your holy hour look like? What methods have you got in life to remind you to remember your true nature, right? What masterpiece have you got in line that you lean into every day that's going to help you achieve your goals as well in life? The next miracle is gratitude. I say gratitude is an absolute superpower. You cannot attract anything in your life without being grateful, right? Because when you start feeling grateful, what you focus on expands in value. If you're not happy in a 2-bedroom apartment, you're not going to be happy in a 1-bedroom apartment. And so if you can learn to use gratitude, to be grateful for everything around you, you attract abundance in your life. If you're coming from lack, what are you going to attract? Lack in your life. And so why we need to understand that the superpower of using gratitude in our life is an absolute bonus to bend providence in your favor. The next one is balance, right? If you lose balance in life, you lose power. And this is one of the beautiful things in the Japanese martial arts, sword fighting, that we also do on this consciousness retreat, is that you will see in your striking in that, when you lose balance, you actually lose power. But it's a metaphor for your life as well. If you lose balance in your life, in other words, all you are about is giving, is receiving, and not giving. There's no balance there, because ultimately giving is receiving itself, right? How much are you in your head, right, all day versus being free? There's a certain amount of balance that you have to acquire in your life. So what that ultimately looks like is living in harmony with the isness of what is. Can you be part of nature and live in balance with life? The next one is integrity. If you break your word, you break yourself. It's quite simple. Your word is your freedom. Your thinking and feeling is discipline. Because on this retreat, you will realize that you've been given your thinking and feeling. And I'm not going to go deep into that because it's one of the most profound breakthroughs that you're going to have. But soon you will start realizing that who you really are is your word. And so when you be your word versus your thinking and feeling, you literally create magic in your life. So very, very, very powerful, the miracle of gratitude. The next one is humor. Never take yourself too seriously. Everything comes and goes. And so why get stuck in that which is changing all the time, right? So you learn to have a really light footprint in the world, and you learn to not take yourself too seriously, because you realize this too shall pass. And so I always say, if you don't have a sense of humor, it's just not funny. And then, of course, finally, love, the ultimate success. If you are able to discover your true nature, which is love, you will attract so much love in your life. And that is the ultimate success, to come home to realize who we truly are. So I just touched on those 7 miracles: intention, masterpiece, gratitude, balance, integrity, humor, and love. And those 7 miracles is that we will lean into that. Each of those miracles are going to be taught to you in an hour and a half teaching in all different facilitation areas all over this beautiful game farm. Some will be over the beautiful river, some will be under the bush with elephants in the background. So where we teach, where we facilitate is going to be so diverse and beautiful. So you're always having fun as well. I always say these retreats are about having fun. You know, spirituality shouldn't be a serious thing, right? Still have an absolute breakthrough in your life, life-changing breakthrough, but while you're on an adventure and having fun in your life. To me, that is what you call a top-class retreat in the wild.